What is up, guys? It's ChiefJammy, or the Feral Potato here, and today we're back with another League of Legends guide video. So it's actually going to be a pretty quick one. I just wanted to do an analysis video on Runic Echo's enchantment on your jungle item. So what I'm talking about is actually... Oh, do they actually put recommended as, what's it called, jungle as Alistar now? It's pretty cool. But what I want to talk about is the enchantment Runic Echoes. So basically, unique passive is basically, I'll give you the summary of it. It's like Luden's Echoes passive, like basically exactly like it. But what it leads me to think that would synergize well, like champions wise, Nidalee, I would say Nidalee, Gragas, Udyr, Echo, anyone who's like pretty mobile that uses AP AoE. So any AP, first off, that's your first check mark. If they're AP, then I think this is a pretty good item. Second check mark if they have AoE, any AoE. And third, if they're pretty mobile. So I think those are the three categories that fit this enchantment the best. But obviously you can find exceptions in there. I think like Evelyn would do pretty good as well in this. But the bottom effect, it says it deals 250% damage to large monsters, and hitting a large monster with this effect will restore 18% of your missing mana. I don't find that to be very useful because by the time you already bought this item, which costs 25 gold, you shouldn't need that mana regen thing because you should already have a few other items, and you don't really need the extra damage either because again, you should have a few items. So I'm going to talk about maybe some, what's it called? Item synergizations. So I think the first one that might be pretty good with this, or actually the first one that's really bad with this is Luden's Echo, I would say, because for the price 3,200, you want to be getting some pretty good stats from this, and you are. Don't get me wrong, you get 100 AP, 10% movement speed, but the passive the unique passive Echo, you already have that, and that's honestly the main reason people buy Luden's Echo is to get this passive. Because if you want the ability power and the movement speed, you can settle for a Lich Bane, which is almost just as good, and it has a little of everything with it, plus it has a pretty good passive Spellblade. So, I mean, I would recommend not going Luden's Echo at all if you get Runic Echoes. Did I say don't get Luden's Echo? Yeah, don't get Luden's Echo if you're going Runic Echo, because basically you're just wasting the passive and basically the whole point of Luden's Echo. So I would definitely not recommend going that. But I think the first one that synergizes well is Lich Bane. Actually, Lich Bane does really well with your little passive because you get Spellblade, and it's a little of a AP, a little movement speed, cooldown reduction, mana. It's just a little of everything that I think synergizes really well. The next item I think synergizes that synergizes really well is actually Will of the Ancients and Merlinomicon. Where is that? So these two items, one is 100 gold more, which honestly isn't really that much. But one gives you 80 AP and 10% cooldown reduction. One gives you 80 AP, 20% cooldown reduction, 100% base mana regen. So I really recommend Merlinomicon over Will of the Ancients because the passive, I mean, it's still good, but the passive, it basically gives you spell vamp, but it's less effective if you're using AoE, and this build is mainly focused around AP AoE damage, so I don't think this is the best item, but it's definitely viable. I usually go Merlinomicon because it gives you that base mana regen, it gives you that cooldown reduction and the AP, but also deals magic damage to enemy champions below 40% health, and inflicts grievous wounds for 4 seconds. So that's just really nice in my opinion. It's only 100 gold over Will of the Ancients. Next up, I think Rabadon's Death Cap is actually really good. The reason being is because if you look at this, what it says over here, it says that you gain, what's it called, plus 10% of ability power, deal 80 plus 10% ability power, bonus magic damage up to 4 targets on hit. If you combine that with your Rabadon's Death Cap, which gives you plus 35% ability power, you're just gonna be doing so much damage. It's not even funny, and it gives you also 120 AP. It is pretty expensive, but I think it's worth the money saving up for it. Let's see what else. I think there's one more item. Oh yeah, Rylai's Crystal Scepter. The reason I like Rylai's on this is because the area of effect, it slows them for 40% reduction for 1 second. and that's pretty good if you can, you know, get AoE on like almost every champion on their team. That's like a 5-man slow. So like this is a pretty good item in my opinion, that synergizes well. So those are like the items that synergize well. Basically you can mix it up, but the one item that I would definitely avoid is Luden's Echo if you're going this build, just because you're going to probably waste the passive, and you know the main reason you would buy it. I know I wanted to talk about one more thing. Again, this is, tell me if you guys want like these guide videos. A few people told me, you know, full game commentaries, and I might try to do that for you guys, but first I just want to see if you guys, you know, want this, or if you guys want the full game commentaries. So usually I would go Hunter's Machete most times, but I've started to see a lot of Hunter's Talisman, and I've started to see why it's really strong. The reason being, it gives you mana regen in the jungle, and it gives you basically lifesteal because of the passive. This basically gives you lifesteal and more damage. So if you're confident that you have pretty good runes and masteries, I would definitely recommend Hunter's Talisman for most you know, like AoE champions, because if you have AoE, it damages more. It damages more monsters than just one, right? Then you would gain more health over more seconds. So like basically instead of 25 gaining 25 health, maybe you'd gain 50 or 75 health. So I think this item is really good on any AoE champions as well. So yeah, I definitely recommend going Hunter's Talisman now to start off. I think it's probably the best starting item right now for the junglers. But again, you can try out different builds and stuff. Tell me if you guys like this little quick video. Tell me also in the comment section below if you guys found any success with this Runic Echoes, and you know, any cool builds or new builds, stuff like that. Any champions that synergizes really well. But hopefully you guys, you like this video. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.